Okay, let's do a little rig breakdown. Obviously computer in the middle, production station on the right, and performance station on the left. We are running Loopy Pro as the main like audio workstation, and it is also the looper. Extremely flexible, still programming and working on customizing, but the interface is doing all the I/O. Is the Teenage Engineering TX-6. It has 6 TRS 2 conductor inputs, which can either be balanced, which I have balanced for the first 4 channels, and then it can also be mono split, which I'm not doing, but I'm doing stereo for the last 2. So it's stereo unbalanced for the last 2, and so we have raw vocal, raw guitar. We have I'll get to that. These are coming from the Grace Felix 1, Grace Felix 2. This is coming from the Bose T4s Submix. So I have another mixer up here for more channels. And then I have the effects return coming in on the last one. I'll show you where those are coming from. Basically, we have the first Grace Felix here. On the board, it's running the vocal mic on channel 1 and the guitar instrument input on channel 2. It's pretty great. So the raw guitar is the raw vocals coming out of DI1, the raw guitar, so raw vocal, raw guitar coming out of DI2, and then I have the effects loop, the amp out going up to be the effects return, basically. So the effects return, what's in the effects loop is basically the HX stomp is in the effects loop. The left channel is the vocal and the right channel is the guitar, and I have it split out so I can process them separately. Generally, I have it so I only have a compressor and a compressor and the effects loop and reverb on the vocal channel, and then I have compressor, bass, octaver, delay, and reverb for the guitar side, and then it goes into a looper that's in here. That's the basic general default, but I have it set up in different patches where I'm only using it for guitar, or I'm only using it for vocals, in which case these are both doing both. But generally, this is in the effects loop and is doing the vocal effects, and this is in the effects loop of the HX Stomp. So yeah, it's pretty flexible and pretty powerful. It's pretty awesome. What else? Okay, so MIDI, I'm using the Morningstar MC6, and then this is a custom switch and expression pedal box. These are 2 switches for the MC6, expression pedal for the MC6, expression pedal for the HX Stomp, a button for the HX Stomp that can be changed, but right now it makes this into 2 expression pedals. Then I have this customized thing that I made for the Grace, where I cut a trace and turn the tuner out into an input for a latching switch, which changes the mix mode from A or B to A and B, which is really nice. One more thing down here is my in-ear monitor system from Electrosonics, the DCHT. It's not plugged in, but basically I have the in-ear feed coming from the Q output of the TX-6 here. This is the main output. That's coming back down in through the side jacks here. I have guitar input going to the Grace. I have the main left-right coming from the TX-6, unbalanced stereo. Then that's going underneath to those SB2s, which are just mono DI boxes. through the pass-through. It's great. This is where I have my MIDI routing, so I can do the wireless MIDI with that flashy light thing. That's the MIDI jack, the WIDI jack from CME. My power. I have everything on right angle, so I can stuff everything in here. That's the PD for the whole iPad charging situation. I made a custom harness. You can't really see it, but I basically took apart that extension 3-port, power box, and hard soldered the pigtails for the DC box for this guy here. So the AC, it's basically just an AC harness that is lots less plugs, lots less space. Great, all my USB stuff. Anyway, digital snakes coming up, etc. Going up. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the second Grace. The second Grace Felix is now, at this moment, is doing being a blender for the Santa Cruz OMPW, which has the Sunrise pickup and the DPA 4099. So that's pretty lovely to have. There's my gimbal. Oh, there's the gimbal doing weird stuff. Okay. Yeah. All right. So then up here we have the MIDI twister. The twister is doing loop control in here. So if I want to reach over, and I can, start, stop, clear loops, etc. Do overall loop levels. Each loop can be leveled off with its own thing. Oh yeah, I have the Bose T4s. Right now I have the cajon coming into channel 1. Cajon. That's using the, I don't know if I can see it in there. I can't really see it. It's the Bear Dynamic TGD71 boundary mic, which is great. Sounds great. Channel 2 is the KMS 105 over here for percussion. It'll live up here on this clip. And it'll have stuff over here. Then channel 3 is the bass. Juno J-bass. Sounds lovely. And then nothing on channel 4 yet. 5 and 6 is the keyboard input. The keyboard won't necessarily come to gigs with me because it's so big, but I have the Yamaha Reface CP, which is a good substitute and is very small. That's the gist of it. Yeah, excited to wire all this stuff up. This side is definitely not coming to gigs with me, but the core pedal board will be at every gig with me, and then depending on how much is needed, I'll bring more stuff. Yay.